you're on today, Steve. I see a little bit wider out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of flip back and forth between the Apache and the 7300. I usually run the 7300 if things are a little tight, things are really busy, or I feel the need to run 3 wide. So I'll run the 7300 in that case. Like them both, paired with console. I really like the 7300 paired with console. Very, very quiet front end on there. And, with the dingle dongle. But Bill, yeah, nice to hear you, man. Hope you had a nice Christmas, both of you. And thanks for the correspondence there, Frank, via email. Always fun. There was something I was going to... I'm trying to take my foot off the gas, Frank, with all this stuff. But I keep pressing in with certain things because... you throw stuff out there. I want it as comprehensive as possible, and I don't want a lot of frustration to induce a lot of frustration with other operators that are trying to do this. But the caveat: mileage may vary, and I do stick to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, roger that. I can only imagine what your inbox looks like. It's somewhat of a thankless endeavor, right? You put some information out there to help people, and it's nice. I mean, listen, people are curious in it, but I can only imagine what your inbox must look like. I get random messages here and there, and which is great. I love it, But God, it's people trying to do this stuff. It's very complicated, and I get frustrated with it. So I can only imagine what you go through there. And on top of all the editing and all the other stuff you got to do, so that's a full-time job. But good for you, man. Thanks for sharing all that stuff. It's very helpful to me, and I'm sure many others.
Yeah, work in progress. Work in progress. No, I look at it as a way to give back. I say this all the time. People don't believe me, but it's true. I take so much. People put. I mean, if you think about the number of hours in time, effort, labor that these people put, that they have invested to put information online, all for all of us, free for the taking, man. I figured, well, what the heck, I'll try and give something back. That's kind of how I approach it. And I got to re-enable my email address on my QRZ account. I keep forgetting because I just get inundated. I try to tell people this is all I know, and it ain't much. So do with it what you will. If you can find something useful. But I get inundated with questions that I just can't answer. I got nothing. So Anyways, that's enough of that. Bill, what are you up to, man? What do you got? You guys got any plans for New Year's? Did you do any traveling through Christmas, or did you hang around? K1 GMM.
No, Steve. Well, we just we're homebodies. The wife and I, we just hang around the house, and my days of going out and New Year's and getting ripped up. They're long going up. I'll do a little bit of tipping in the house here, but that's about it. Other than that, I had a good Christmas. Everybody's doing well on this end, and hope on your side also. And Steve, you run a good channel. You're always going to have the naysayers, so that's just part of the business, I guess. But like you said, a lot of information out there, and I thank the guys that they put a lot of time and a lot of video editing and stuff like that. So for the average guy, if they don't do it, they don't understand it. So they don't realize what goes into the whole ball of wax to put a presentation down like that. You guys do. So very much appreciated on this side, that's for sure. K1WIL.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's not for everybody, and I get that. I really do. I get that. I'll tell you what, if I had to go back to running the 7300 with a fist mic jammed into the front of it, I do it in a heartbeat. I actually, this was this past weekend, I was so frustrated that I actually started ripping everything out and putting the rack back in place, and I was right. I actually had some cables unplugged, and I'm like, dude, don't be ridiculous. Just press in, keep going. And, there's things that you have to put up with, with Windows, and Windows is not a very friendly operating system when it comes to, audio production and stuff like that. It's a pig, it's a hog, and it likes to control everything. So if you got to kind of, I got to jump through hoops every time I light up the 7300 and, trying to bring virtual audio into it. It's a challenge. It resets the sample rate. It loses the connection to the USB audio codec. I mean, all kinds of weird stuff happens, so I just got to remember to check everything. There's something to be said for flipping a switch and just running the radio, Sometimes you almost, it's fun to play with this stuff, but it's almost worth having a rig sitting there that works well, that just has a fist mic plugged into it. And if you're not in the mood, all you got to do is hit the power supply button, hit the button on the radio, and pull the trigger. Beautiful stuff there, right, Frank?
Yeah, it's funny because that's what drove me off the radio about, I was going through life and divorce and all that. But right before that, this audio crap is what got me off the air. I was out, I think I might have been, I started getting RFI in the shack. I cut one of the rotor control cables to the shack, which cut the shielding. And ever since that day, everything started to go haywire. We'd get ground loops, and the rack wouldn't sound right. And then it was just problem after problem. I just got tired of it all. I packed it up. I said, to hell with this. I took a 6-year hiatus, and here I am again playing audio. So, some things just never change.
Hey, good morning, Steve.
Hey, good morning, Brian. How are you, man? Nice to hear you. Hope all is well.
Yeah, man. Doing great. Just got back in the house here. I took the dogs out.
Hey, John.
A pleasant surprise was that we didn't get as much snow as I thought we would. It's just a little bit here and there. Mostly muddy grass. But yeah, good morning. W2VOA.
Yeah, you can keep that stuff out there, dude. We keep going from like a little bit of snow and then rain, and then it freezes up. So it's like a big piece of boilerplate out there. I hope this isn't the winter we're going to have. Go ahead there. Oh, boy, you're blasting in here, Brian. Good signal lately. It's a good path to Western New York from here. It's really cool. I remember a while back there, Brian, remember how it was difficult at times, but it seems like every time I hear you, you're just, I got to scramble to put the attenuators in so the cones of the speakers don't end up in my lap there. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, very good. Welcome back, Brian. Yeah, not a whole bunch going on here. I better ID at the bottom of the hour, K1WIL. But yeah, our weather's been crazy here. We've been fairly warm for this time of the year. We're up in the 50s, and I think today it's going to be close to 60. So I guess I shouldn't complain. But I'm old-fashioned. I like the 4 seasons. When it's spring, summer, fall, and winter, that's what I expect. But
rub it in there, John.
Changing around. I think that big moon had something to do with the other night there. So, what can I say? All right, I'll throw it back up to Frank. Go ahead, Frank. Pick it up. K1WIL.
And to kick you off, I'm going to run out real quick. I just got to refill the coffee cup here, gentlemen. So I will forego my turn here. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, take it over.
Okay, Frank, we'll catch you in a bit. A1GMM. Brian, you've been playing with any drones lately? Have you been droning? I've been meaning to ask you. I keep running into you, and I can't hang in. And I can't hang in here too long this morning. Ooh, 9:30. I got about 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to really fly. Got a car inspection at 11. I got to get my daughter at 10:45 down to Manchester. So busy morning. But you've been messing around with any drones lately? I know you were heavily into that, Brian. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I haven't. It's been a while, but I've got the itch. I'm dying to fly. It's been an awful long time. But yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait till the next time I do fly. But it's just been so damp and cold. I think this week we might warm up a little bit. I thought we were supposed to be kind of mild this week, sometime anyway. So I'm hoping I do get the chance there, you know. At least put one or two birds in the sky there. So Frank pulled the trigger there and got himself a pretty wild rig at an on there. Yeah, absolutely. Can't go wrong, I suppose. And it should be fun to play with. I think I'd be pulling my hair out because I just don't know. I just don't know enough about that stuff. I throw an SDR in here and it's like, now what do I do? Honest to God. I just don't know the program's good enough and stuff, you know. And I need somebody to sit here with me and hold my hand and walk me through it. Steve. Shoot, go ahead, pick it up, Bill. W2VOA.
No, nothing wrong with that, Brian. Hey, we all need help. That's what we're all here for.
AK6
SUD,
good morning.
Find it from one of the guys, you'll find it from the other. So you
Just
always have a helping hand and stuff like that.
Knocking around for a few minutes here.
From the guys that did help me. And speaking about flying, I got a Phantom.
Check my audio level here. Test. I don't have enough limiting on my.
This weekend, sometime this week or towards the weekend, that maybe I'll get that thing out and maybe throw a line somewhere where I can pull my double bazooka. But they're a lot of fun. I got to watch. I'm really close to an airport, so I'm within half a mile from an airport. So basically, you're supposed to let them know when you're flying and how long you're going to fly. So, but heck on them. I never do it. I just keep it low. Back up to you, Steve. K1WIL.
Did I just hear someone come in? I thought I heard someone right at the noise floor. When do you guys want to pick him up? If not, I'll grab it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's Dominic. He's coming in. He said he's warming up his amp. So go ahead, Steve. Pick it up, Aaron, and I think his amp will be warmed up by then.
Okay. So you're both playing with drones, I take it. I got to get me a drone. I'm afraid though, because being a drummer, you'd think I'd be coordinated. Eye-hand coordination. I'll tell you, dude, I would stuff that in a tree so fast, I'd lose it at the top of a 100-foot tree. I know I would. Or I'd crash it or do something. I don't know. Never flown one before. I never even, I see them, of course, on BoobTube and, other areas, but I don't know anything about those things, man. I think the first one, I wouldn't spend much money on it, just to be safe. And then, if I could actually make it work and learn to fly the stupid thing, then I'd go with a better one, a more expensive one. But I've seen some beautiful presentations with drones, who is it? Whiskey 7 Backroads. I don't know if you know Brent. He's out on the West Coast, and he does some great presentations on his YouTube channel. He's an overlander. He's got this really insane off-road rig, camper, all-wheel drive. Thing's crazy looking, man. Really cool. Goes out in these you know, canyons and deserts and stuff like that. And he runs a drone, flies a drone over, you know, to capture the overhead stuff. And it's really cool stuff. To Brian, to your comment quick. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a comprehensive video on a start to finish setup on an Apache. I could be mistaken, but from first lighting it up to getting the whole configuration done to get it up and running, you know, I've been thinking a lot about that, putting one together. I think it would have to be done in multiple chapters, and I can tell you, dude, I say this all the time. If you want your hair to fall out, if you want your hair to turn gray and fall out in chunks, get yourself an Anon. They are not an appliance operator radio. They're really not. They're, you know, I love it, but saying that, it doesn't mean that it hasn't caused a pretty intense amount of frustration at times. A lot of it is not logical. It's very foreign, you know, so you look at it and you start digging through the menus and you go, good Lord. It's not for the faint of heart. They're fun. They're great front ends, insanely quiet, you know, and their PA is, well, we all know about their PAs, but yeah, they're neat rigs, but boy, they are, I'll tell you what, it's not the kind of rig you're going to throw on the desk, hit the power button, and then just start talking on it. That ain't going to happen. You may get lucky and it may work, but yeah, there's a lot of setup that goes into it to get it working the way it's really supposed to, you know. Dominic, are you in there? Can you hear me? Go ahead and grab it and you can just put it back around to Brian. Good morning, K1GM. I'm Steve, Southwest Vermont.
KC2QMA.
Hope everybody's having a good day. I don't have much, but I want to say good morning to Bill. And is DJ in here? DJ, you in here?
No, he stepped out. He'll be back a little bit later. He had some errands to run. Good morning, Dom.
Hey, man, good morning. All right, yeah, I was wondering why there wasn't a live stream. All righty, I'll pass it over to Brian. Brian, go ahead and pick it up. Good morning, everybody. W4DL.
Good morning, Don.
Yeah, good morning there, Dom. Sounding good up in the Buffalo. And
two call. I got you in here. We'll get you in.
This one here, this FTDX10, there was a lot of setup to do to get it to go. You know, I mean, I guess you can just hook it up and go, but it ain't gonna be right. Not the way I like things, you know. So, and I just did a firmware update, and thank God I had a backup of all my settings, because God, I wouldn't want to have to go through trying to figure it all out again and remembering where I had everything set and all that crap, you know. Good Lord. I just said, you know, reload my stuff, and it did it. Beautiful. So there's just a firmware update here the other day on this one. And it's working real good. Yeah, I don't know who gets it there. I guess back up to you there, Bill. W2VOA, Brian.
Hey, Steve, go ahead and pick that 2 station up. I didn't hear him.
Yeah, I think there was a 2-land in there, unless I'm hearing things. Breaking station, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. It's John, Kilo Charlie 2, Quebec Mike Alpha on the Jersey Shore.
Hey, John, check the VFO.
210?
Yeah, we're in 210.
Check your RIT.
Yeah, he's a little bit off on me here. I do hear him. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Give me a second. Let me restart here. Hold on one second.
Contact.
Go ahead, contact.
Whiskey X-Ray 4, Sierra Echo X-Ray, Jim in Gainesville, Virginia, reaching back out. Steve here. Want to say good morning. Been listening to you guys talk. I'm actually staring at the Ragchew Labs website right now. Want to get any advice as I push the order button.
Good morning, Jim. You got Bill, Bravo, India, Lima, Lima, state of Pennsylvania. Yeah, go ahead. There's a bunch of guys in here probably can answer your question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm sold on getting it. Just any advice anyone wants to give as to get prepped before it even arrives. Read the manual, I'm assuming, and any videos recommended. I've been listening to, I think it's Frank, and another channel I heard someone named Art talk about them. And, of course, seen Steve's videos. And
hey, Tommy,
others.
Good morning.
You know, just looking for any input. Been listening for a while, but bought myself ACOM 1000 for a Christmas present, so now that everyone can hear me, it's a little easier to talk.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to go wrong with the Anon. There's 5 of us in here, and I think 3 of us run have them. But yeah, I think I take that back. Frank just ordered his today. So Frank, you can probably talk to Jim there, and also Steve. Steve runs one also. So. I don't have mine hooked up yet. I had it for a while, and I disconnected it. I got to do some other things I want to do with it, so I'll shoot it over to either Frank or Steve. One of you guys want to talk with him about the Anon?
Yeah, I'll jump in there real quick. I don't have much to add about the Anon other than hurry up and wait. It's going to be a while before you get it from what I hear, and you know, as Steve mentioned, there's a bunch of guys out here to help, so I'll be in the same boat as you. And Steve, and good morning, John. I heard you in there, so good to finally hear you. I know this morning we had, it was a rough copy. And Steve, I will tell you, get a drone. It has, I've been running them for a long time. They're pretty idiot-proof, and you know, the DJI Phantom 4 has all these sensors. It won't allow you to crash into trees. It won't allow, you know, it's got crash collision warning system basically, so it'll automatically stop the drone. And if you lose connectivity, you can send it home. And I've used my drone to hang my antennas up 85 plus feet, so it's a good buy. Steve, all right, over to you. K1 GMM from N2QQF.
Frank, really quick, what are you on right now? What are you running?
Right now I'm running the Kenwood 890 antenna or radio.
Oh, rig 890. Wow, man, dude, you got that thing singing. Ooh, yeah. 890, very capable, man. Beautiful radio. That's what I call a man's radio. It's not a toy. Like what? You know, I always say any radio that you have to hold down to plug a set of headphones into so it doesn't slide across the desk is a man's radio. Otherwise, if you have to hold it down like the 7300, I love my 7300, don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing it, but no, there's a big difference between that and a 7300. 7300 is like a toy, you know what I mean? That's the one thing that bugs me. Here's a funny one for you, right? So I have permanent, you can see on the plastic above, you know, the plastic trim around the front of the radio where the dashboard is, you know, the panel, knobs are and everything. On the left side, you can see where I place my hand and I try to clean it and it doesn't come off. It's like really shiny. And you can see where I have to place my hand to plug a set of headphones into it because otherwise it'll scoot off the back of the desk. It's a pet peeve of mine. Anyways, let's see, who was it, Jim? Well, you got plenty of time. I'm no expert with an Anon. Pretty much on a weekly basis. I've had it a year and a half, and I'm still learning about it. You know how like ham radio is like a lifelong hobby, lifelong pursuit? Well, that's the same thing with an Anon. It's lifelong. Maybe not lifelong, but it'll take a while. For me, speaking of myself, I would use this time personally to figure out, while you're waiting, do some research and figure out how you're going to get audio into it, how you're going to run it with audio coming in and out. There are latency issues. with these radios. I have mine down to, it's non-zero, but I can talk using the monitor in a normal cadence. I can hear a little bit of latency, but there ain't much. Not much. It's about the best. The Anons are the best out there as far as latency or lack of. So they are very capable, and that's running on virtual audio. Everything all virtual. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can go all analog in, analog out. You can go virtual. I really believe these rigs were designed to be all virtual. That's why they put it in there. It's very clean. You don't have to worry about RFI issues. If you go to that route, there's, you need a sound card, an external sound card, stuff like that. That's probably the biggest thing, and congrats on the 1000, man. Really nice. Now you can snort some fire. I looked at a used ACOM 1000. I think it was on QTH a while back, and I almost pulled the trigger on that. It was like a reconditioned one, something like that. But those are very robust, I've heard, very durable. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing to think about. You don't need a barn burner of a computer, really. I'm running an i7 9700 Coffee Lake right now, 32 gigs of RAM, and I'm talking into it. And the new version of Thetis, the updates that Richie has been doing, MW0LGE, I'm on 21K7, it's called. Have a poke around on YouTube, do some research, reading about that. Even on this computer, I'm running anywhere from 12% to 23%. So it does take a little grunt. I found that actually the old Open HP SDR MRX PS is more passive than Thetis. Don't ask me. My computer runs around 7-8% on the old MRX PS, but the newest updates Richie's been doing to Thetis are really superb, man. Auto AGC, gradient pan adapter, which is phenomenal. There's all kinds of goodies in there. So, yeah, I know that's kind of a long one, but kind of give you some things to think about before it arrives. Put it back down to you, Jim, and nice to hear you, K1GMM.
K1GMM, WX4, FDX. Yeah, I appreciate any advice. Yeah, I think I'm going to run it all virtual. I think I got it set up. I actually have a video card I'm not using that I've dedicated to the CUDA drivers, and it's actually doing all my audio processing. So right now I got a GPU. It's running at 60%, and my audio latency, this is per SDR console, is at 0 to 5 milliseconds. I think the main latency is just running all the cabling and running through the mixer. Currently on a 7300. Kind of been prepping for this for a while, just waiting for the right time, but I see the Apache Labs deal is about to end on the 31st. I don't know what that means. I've heard rumors about the chip shortage, and that may be going to be driving up radio prices next year, plus everyone that got into it during the COVID season in 20 is now ready to start upgrading, beyond their rice burner boxes. But any advice? Yeah, the audio is probably the thing that I'm not so worried about. I'm actually reading about some people having a few complaints about driving amplifiers with it. Legacy argument about ALC or not. But yeah, now you guys can hear me. I definitely want to stay in touch. I like listening to everyone talk. I've talked to Richie before. That guy's hilarious. I enjoy your videos. And then, Frank, I think it's your call time, but yeah, since we're pretty much ordering on the same day here and hopefully arrive at the same time, we could, besides getting advice from everyone, try to figure this out together. I'm more than happy to share good ideas and lessons learned. WX4, SDX, back to group.
Yeah, I think John's in there too.
Yeah, I'm still here, standing by. Good morning.
Good morning, John. We could finally hear you this morning, being so close to one another. Good to finally talk to you.
Yeah, good to hear you. Yeah, now you have a phenomenal signal, almost 20 over here. I was going to say one thing that would be great for Anon is if they figured out how to sort of pre-package it a little bit better so that it was more plug and play for more people, kind of get all that setup work done in advance. And I know that's not exactly a totally easy thing to do because you're dealing with everybody's different computers. But in general, like the basic settings, and then maybe have like recommended mic or recommended interface so that you know, like, this stuff's going to work. You plug it in, you follow these settings, and that's it. You know what I mean? If they could kind of get something more organized like that, that would be cool. But other than that, now that there's so many people that have these radios now, you finally have people to help you. I had an 8000 DLE when those were out, and boy, I wish I shouldn't have got rid of that. Now I really kick myself. But I was almost on my own back then, and it was really complicated, and that was before Protocol 2. So it was real kind of in its early stages, and it was a nightmare. But the new, protocol and the new software, the Anons, are much, much easier today to use. And like we were saying, that now you have so many more of them out there, there's a lot more information on how to get them set up quickly. KC2QMA.
Hey, we got to go to 3636 once we get it all wrapped in and take all our Anons and tell us how great they are down there. They'll kill us.
I've been on this. I'm on an MB1, and I've been on this for a little less than a year, and it's been pretty awesome. I used to run Ragchew like crazy, but now I'm on this mission now. I'm determined. It's in my head. I will use the tools in the radio. So I'm running a nice microphone into the radio, and then just using all the processing in the MB1.
Yeah, that radio's a cat's meow, man. Beautiful rig. Really, really nice. I spoke to a few guys that have had them on the air. I'm sorry, I'm screwing up the rotation here. I think Steve gets it. My bad. Or Bill, I think you get it. Sorry. But yeah, they're really nice.
Hey, I got to jump out, guys. I got to get moving. It's 10 o'clock, unfortunately. Fun kind of conversation. I wish I could even listen. Yeah, the experts, I think they're touted. I've got an SDR2DX here. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I just choked on my freaking coffee. That's what I get for trying to talk as it's going down the tube. I think they're one of the rigs. I think it's a rig that's touted to have, quote, studio grade audio capability. And I'm telling you, man, for what they are, they're really, really capable in the audio department. They're pretty terrifying, and they're clean. But geez, there was another thing I was going to, one thing I was going to mention to Jim. Jim, keep in mind that the Anon, and you probably already know this, but you have to go into this eyes wide open. I did. I knew what I was getting into with the Apaches. These radios run what's called open source software. It's all done by third-party people, second-party people, third-party. And the updates, Richie, LGE over in the UK, he's doing just a bang-up job with it. But just keep that in mind. Anybody who's ever worked with open source stuff, well, some things come with open source. Now, the development, I can tell you, is the best in the industry, period. And I will stake my life on that. What he is doing with this is absolutely phenomenal. So don't be afraid of the development aspect. I pray that it just keeps going and nobody decides to take their foot off the gas, because it's very cool. Best in the industry, hands down. It's hard to believe that it's actually open source. It's not without its little glitches here and there. It's going to happen, right? But yeah, very, very cool. Very cool. I know you're going to be happy, Jim. Anyways, I got to get out of here and shut up. You guys keep going. You guys want to hear yourselves? I lit up a stream probably about close to a half hour ago, and then I'm going to kill it right now. 7-3, guys. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for letting me in the door. I appreciate it, and fun fun listening. Everybody's sounding great in here. All pretty much big signals. K1GMM.
All right, Steve, take care. We'll catch up down the log later on. K1WIL.
73 there, Steve. Good to hear you today. W2VOA.
All right, 73, Steve, N2QQS.
7-3, Steve, KC2QMA.
Thanks, Steve. WX4 SDX, and to the group 7-3s, I got a split as well.
Okay, Jim, take care. Nice chatting with you.
All right, you guys, I got to head out of here. I got to really move. Have a great day, everybody, on the stream, and we'll see y'all later. Tons of fun. Tons of fun. And VA3JPX. Very cool. I'll be back this afternoon, hopefully. I want to play radio. I got more obligations. It sucks. Catch you guys later.